Hi, I'm Jody Reed for InsideBaseball.com, and we're going to talk a little bit about bunting, mainly sacrifice bunting, and our feet position and our shoulder position to allow us to get where we want to so that bunting will become easier. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is where in the box do we want to be. Let's face it, in the game of baseball, when a sacrifice bunt situation comes up, everybody in the park knows you're probably going to bunt. So it's not important that we're trying to trick people, because in essence, we are going to sacrifice ourselves to move the runner up one base. So with that being said, if we sit back in our position in the box where we normally stand, and then we turn around to sacrifice, I want you to notice something, and that's why I have these two balls, okay? From deep in the box, what happens is we're bunting literally right on the foul line. So my bat position is so deep in the box that yes, it's in the field of play, but barely. So if I were to bunt this ball, it might be right here, because that's the line. Now watch what the impact of moving up in the box does to my angles to increase my chances to keep the ball in play. Now, I hit from back here. Now when I want to sacrifice bunt, I'm going to move up in the box. That's the first thing I want to do. So notice that when I'm up in the box, I'm up in the field of play. So now this same bunt, the same pitch, because the angle's different, probably is going to come off at this angle, and you can see the difference. So it allows me the opportunity to have a little bit of error in judgment and still execute the bunt. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is we're going to move up in the box, up in the field of play, to increase our angles. Now, the one thing that we found that's important is that you feel comfortable and that you're able to protect yourself. Now, with that being said, how we want to use our feet is basically the same way you use your feet every time you swing. When you swing the bat, most of us take a stride and we get into a balanced position and then we swing the bat. So that's comfortable to you. So we want to bunt pretty close to the same way that you swing the bat. So with that being said, what we want to do is simply almost take a little bit of a closed stride. So when you go to bunt, we just want to take our foot and just jab it a little bit here. The fact that my left foot is slightly in front of my right foot is what we call a closed stance. And what happens now is that puts me in a position so that it helps my shoulder alignment, because our shoulder alignment and hip alignment are huge, allowing us to cover the plate. And what I mean by that is, watch what happens, okay? Watch what happens when I turn and my shoulder is facing the pitcher, okay? And that's what most of us have been taught. Square around, face the pitcher, and wait for the ball to come. But when my shoulders are at the pitcher and I put the bat out in front of me, what do you notice? I'm sure you're going to notice that I do not have full plate coverage. The bat's probably covering half the plate. Well, guess what? What happens if a ball's on the outer half of the plate? I'm squared around, okay? My shoulders are facing the pitcher. Everything's right. Is it? I got plate coverage of half the plate. The ball is going to be on the outer half of the plate. Now, what do I have to do to go bunt that ball? That's right. You have to jab at it. Oop! And all of a sudden, now that I jabbed at it, look how it changes my angle, and the ball pops up, and I'm out. Or I foul off a good pitch that I could have bunted. So that's why we like the alignment with our feet and our shoulders. If you're right-handed, your shoulders should be aligned right at the first base bag. If I'm left-handed, when I square around, my shoulders and hips should be aligned right at the third base bag, which allows me to do what? Watch. Square around, a little bit of a jab step, little close stance, hips, shoulders right at the bag. Now I put the bat out there, and where is it? I should have full plate coverage, and that's what you want. You want to be able to cover all the pitches, top to bottom, inside and out, by your positioning. You do that with your feet and your shoulder position. The other thing, and this is ever so important for your comfort level, is the ability to protect yourself. Let's face it, when we square around like this and we're facing a pitcher, okay, and he's throwing a baseball at us, you want to feel like you can protect yourself. A lot of times when we're this open, where are we going to go? Whereas with this little step in and our shoulders and hips aligned at the base, we also have the opportunity to what? That's right, we're in a good position, a natural position, boom, to protect ourselves and avoid injury. So the key to your feet and shoulder positioning in bunting is to move up in the box, little jab step with that front foot, and you can even open it a little bit and get those hips and shoulders aligned to first base if you're right-handed, aligned to third if you're left-handed, so that we can get full plate coverage with the bat before the ball comes.